Hello, Sagittarius. This is a timeless reading for you. I am using my own tarot cards, my black and white duality tarot deck, and there is some kind of warning in quotes in this reading. I don't want to make people paranoid, but there might be someone around you who is a bit irresponsible, and the very first thing I was getting was somehow maybe if a few of you could be a parent or grandparent, and there's someone around you who is just, I don't know, on some levels irresponsible, on all levels. It could be your grandchild. I'm feeling a very young energy here. This is someone who is younger than you. I'm not getting that they are ultimately evil or something, but it feels a bit immature and irresponsible, a little bit egoic, but not that heavily egoic that they, are in a way sadistic or something. It's just immature. It's like someone is maybe, breaking stuff in your household, not on purpose. Like they might do some irresponsible things in your house. It is someone who, sleeps till noon, someone who is just, who doesn't tidy up his or her room. This is the first storyline that I'm getting. Like for someone, this could be really a child or grandchild. Someone who just doesn't take care of anything, that just, maybe lying around, doing nothing, not thinking about anything, not thinking about their future, not reflecting on anything, just, wanting to have a good time, not caring about what they do to their environment somehow. With these old cards, I feel like in this case, I'm not gonna take it literally like for something old or, for some kind of old or stagnant situation or energy, but I feel drawn to these shoes. This could be someone, who's just kicking their shoes like around in the apartment, not back and forth, but, who just throw their clothes wherever they don't belong. This is just some kind of annoying energy, and it's not super evil. And here in the second spread, there is something about, this abundance card makes me feel like it's your energy, like you're taking care of this person, giving them everything they need, but somehow they are not appreciating that, not making use of that. Sometimes, let's just say, financially you could support someone and you give them, I don't know, a certain amount of money. It could be a small amount of money, and then it is up to the person how they invest it. I'm trying to think of a kind of example. Like you're giving someone a start capital and they misuse it maybe for buying alcohol or candies instead of buying something that they could, make something out that is more sustainable, to invest it into their own career, I don't know, to take a class or to buy a camera and make YouTube videos about something that is meaningful to them. Or I'm trying so hard to think of something, but you know what I mean. Or to register at the gym, or, just do something for your health or for your career. Like you can invest your capital in a more intelligent way. And I feel like this person is a little bit irresponsible. I have said it so many times, like they don't care about their future. And they could even be, because we have deception and manipulation. I'm so sorry, you have all these not so nice cards here. This is the first reading. That's a little bit... The others were a little bit more positive, I have to admit that. This person could be aware of your benevolence and also manipulate you into, or sweet talk you into giving them a little bit more. Maybe they invent a little lie like, yeah, please, I need 20 more bucks for this certain book for school, but then they will spend it on something else, you know, something like this. There is some kind of something about, when we get back to this not superficial, but to this less relevant household stuff here, that someone could also just make a lot of dirt, that you have to do some extra work in the household. This is a weird reading, but this is what I'm getting here. On one hand, I mean, for some of you, this doesn't have to be a child or grandchild. This could also be your partner, sorry to say that. Or if you live in a shared apartment, some, you know, the friend you live with. There's just... I feel like some of you are not even really annoyed by this. Like you're just even... I feel like some of you might even feel responsible, like you're taking this responsibility for this person without even knowing that, to at least a certain extent, they are aware that they are causing you all this extra work. Like if you live in a shared apartment, that maybe you might be the only one who is cleaning or tidying up, and they, you know, they just keep throwing their stuff around, but they see you tidying all the time and they just don't care. And it seems like for some of you, not for all of you, you also don't care. Like you're fine with doing other people's work, but I think there is supposed to be some kind of realization about that. That you should probably, you know, withdraw a little bit of your energy, keep it to yourself, and not be someone's doormat. Give me some seconds. Because I feel there's a twist in this reading. And I want to start all over again. Because I feel as if the entire spread is on one hand representing this other person's energy, yet it also represents your own energy. Because I feel like the twist is that you might very soon come to this realization and then turn it a little bit around and educate them or teach them some kind of lesson. I feel like later when you catch them, you will hold them accountable, not immediately with words, but you will demonstrate it with some certain actions, like imitating their behavior in a certain way to make them realize something about their own behavior. I hope you know what I mean. Like sometimes when we see that talking to someone, explaining something to someone doesn't make sense because they're maybe immature and they won't understand, or nothing changes. Maybe you have already talked about this topic several times and there is no change in this person, that you might now just demonstrate it to them and maybe in a certain way, to a certain extent, you know, behave a little bit like them so that they will understand how burdening that actually is to have someone like this in their environment. This is the whole twist of the reading. Like, I feel this might be something that you will soon realize that, yeah, maybe, it's not for, maybe for some, this could be a little bit of a mean situation. For others, it's not so heavy. I mainly feel for most people, it's not super evil, or it's just something annoying, and maybe you can, it feels more like a prank, like, not like super viciously manipulating someone, but you might, just prank them a little bit so that they understand. At the bottom of the deck, we have barrenness. And I also, from this card, feel like on one hand, it's like is that the English word Sisyphus? Sisyphus, I don't know. I mean, it's the English word, but I don't know if I pronounce it right. Like some kind of Sisyphus work that you are doing here. Like, you can clean up all that stuff, but, just a few minutes later, it looks the same. And so, nothing can be properly established. There's only a slight growth in a certain situation. This is also sometimes when people are very blinded in their mind. You can talk to them for hours and then they pretend they understand, but they actually, nothing changes. And yet there's also this kind of twist in the barrenness card that you might then, stonewall them in a certain way. You can also stonewall someone in your actions, not only like silencing them or, ignoring them, not answering them anymore, like even in your actions, like stonewalling them and not cleaning their stuff and not reacting to their actions in some way. Like, it turns around again. Okay, that's interesting. There are so many different things coming up in my readings. So now I'm gonna pull you some letters and numbers. I just bought them recently and thought maybe it's fun to use them in my readings. We have an 8, another 8, 7. No, it's not a 7, it's an L. 4. Oh, now here we have a 7. Then we have a D, Z, L, S, L, T, W. Okay, I repeat. 4, 7, 8, 8. S, L, Z, D, T, W, L. And yeah, it's impossible to form any word out of these letters that I pull here, because there's no A, E, O, U. Yeah. So maybe those are just some initials that make sense to some of you. Someone's name. Or something like that. So I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching.